guys, welcome back to another episode on the Triple M Show. I'm your host, Ebenezer.
And I am your co-host, Dean, and today we have some lovely guests with us. We have the
Mellow Shenjo, known as Milo.
and
Charmaine, known as Shamza.
and
Spacey Shenjo.
And today we'll be talking about judgment and church culture. So sit back, relax, and let's jump right into the video. So it is time for the question of the week. And I'm also going to ask you guys this question when we have gone through the responses. So the question of the week this week is, what's one church rule you grew up believing was in the Bible, but then later found out it wasn't in the Bible? Okay, the first response is kissing is wrong. Kissing is wrong. Is kissing wrong?
That's human nature, dog.
It's human nature.
It's
But
human
don't
nature,
say
dog.
that. Everything,
Wait,
a lot of
whoa.
things are human nature, but it can be wrong, and then some
kissing.
can be right.
But like, there's a lot of questions to it. Like, it depends.
It depends.
Like, you mean people who are married or like dating,
Dating.
or in general?
Dating. I think dating is the
Dating.
angle.
So
Yeah.
like, you shouldn't kiss when you're dating.
Yeah.
I believe.
Even some people, they choose to kiss on the altar the day of their wedding. Would you guys do that? Right, let me not expose people.
Okay, but then-
Okay, but isn't it goes like the point of malice, bro? Like
how
deep
you
desire
for more?
for like, does it not go like the intention of it?
Okay.
Like even a married couple can be guilty of it
But
because
you're
of the
married.
malice behind it.
But now, if you're married, it's okay. I think it's okay if you're
always
married.
okay.
But like while you're dating,
If you're not gonna,
no, let's tackle this because is it in the Bible, guys? Is kissing wrong?
I don't know about in the Bible, but I don't think kissing is wrong. I just feel like it's just out of the respect of older people. You shouldn't be doing it like in front of them at least.
No, okay, let's say you're not in front of them.
just try.
Try. You know what I think? I think a pig only, guys. Like if you know, and I feel like avoid doing things that would tempt you into temptation to do sex before or fornicating.
Yeah.
Because even when you entertain like certain ways of kissing, your mind is drifting to sinning. So I feel like if that's what it means when you kiss someone, then don't do it at all.
But that's a mentality issue, dog.
It's
If you can't
the
control
mind.
yourself, dog, doesn't mean now kissing is wrong.
Yeah.
That's you.
Or it's a
You see?
personal thing.
Exactly. Because if you're not kissing your partner, then like that's my friend, dog. All we're doing is talking. I can try with my friend.
Your friend.
Yeah. Because it's like those physical, intimate moments that make someone your partner, like aside from other things. Because conversations and all that, you can have them with your friend. I can go to him and talk to him about anything.
You're
You check.
talking about your male friend.
Male, female friend, same thing. You can always have that conversation, but it's like
Okay.
that intimate kind of thing that you can't do. I can't go and now kiss him or go and kiss her, but I can only do that with my partner. So you see,
Okay.
it won't make sense with like you're in a relationship and
But then,
nah.
I now have a question. How do you then show your affection for your partner if you aren't
Holding
allowed?
hands.
Okay,
Holding
I
hands.
feel like the kissing part, man.
Hold hands, hug.
Kissing is like, okay, when your heart, usually your heart tells you what's wrong or right. I don't know if you guys are getting me, right?
Okay.
The Holy Spirit. Let me talk about the Holy Spirit, right? Whenever we feel sinful, we usually feel guilty, right? Sin is a result of, guilt is a result of sinning,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like when you're at church and you're kissing your girlfriend, the intention behind it or how you feel, like, because it's the same thing. If we're going to say kissing at church is wrong, we're going to say kissing outside of church is also wrong, right? Because we can't just weigh the parameters of sin due to time, place, and just set its standards, can we?
But thing
But-
is, church is a place of worship. And I feel like when you're at church, I feel like that is your time to be solely focused on God and worshiping God. Now, if do you think that your mind will be there if you're busy kissing your girlfriend? Your mind will be elsewhere. You'll
Okay,
be
people
thinking
get
of
married in church, dog.
okay.
People
You're talking
celebrate
about
in
people who are
church.
married.
Married, that's different.
So you think married people kiss in church?
Okay,
No.
when you say like you be there solely, like the Sabbath is just a day that's dedicated to say God made it for rest, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it doesn't constitute that this day is entirely for Him, right? Because now it kind of looks weird when you're not living every day entirely for God. Do you get what I'm saying?
I believe that every day you should it should be like Sabbath shouldn't be the only day where you worship God. It should be a daily thing. But Sabbath is a day set aside just for God. You don't work, you don't do other things. It's just to focus on God because every day like you go to work, you do other things,
Factual.
but you make time for God. Now just one day out of your whole week just for God, is it that difficult? Like I just think it's
Okay, where does kissing go in between it?
Yeah.
like you were saying something about maybe people who are married or are dating kissing in church. I feel like that's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. Like
Yeah.
wait until the Sabbath is over, go home, and then you can do what you're doing.
There's a time
But
for everything.
there's a time for everything.
And a
Why
But
why
place
why
for
is
everything.
Dean backing up this thing? Do you have a pass, Chief?
I'm not backing it up,
but
bro. I'm
because
just
maybe someone else has that
exactly.
question.
Yo, she's
Yeah.
I
defending
feel
me
like
for the first
there's a
time.
Oh my
place.
goodness.
There's a place for everything.
There's a
You
time
see.
and place for everything.
Like you can church it's a location made for worship. So there should be
Everyone.
like respect and reverence toward the location. You see, you won't go to
Yeah.
like you won't go to a party with a suit.
Mm.
You won't go to the club with a suit.
It
Because
depends also.
it's that's what the
Those
location
rich
calls for.
malumes that go for the small girls.
Performative stuff.
Yeah.
But like generally you wouldn't go into that. You
Fair,
see.
fair, fair,
So it's
fair.
the same thing. Like every location has its own thing that it's gonna demand from you. You can't go to an interview and you're pulling up baggy jeans, the keychain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, 100%. Here's another one. Girls can't wear sneakers at church. Do you wear sneakers at church?
Yeah, not really though.
I think
It just depends. If
Yeah.
like there's no afternoon service.
afternoon service.
If there's no afternoon like service, then I can like wear sneakers to church. But I feel like with me coming into the SDA, like because I didn't grow up being SDA, when I came in, obviously like the environment, most girls wear like heels. It's like a thing.
Yeah.
You wear heels and all of like you dress up. So if you're wearing like sneakers, it's like
You feel
yeah,
left
church.
out.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, not really.
I think for me personally, I just feel I don't feel right when I wear sneakers. I've tried it before and I realized this is not for me. But I feel like whatever makes you comfortable, honestly. Like I don't think sneakers is an issue.
Yeah, I just feel like
I really
it's
I
a
don't
Eurocentric idea. It's
yeah.
just an idea to European, the word, to make us feel
Yeah,
like
the word.
we are that side. Or you know how you have to like
Uh.
wear a tie. Okay, the tie one is a tricky one also.
I will get into clothes. Yeah.
Tie one is a tricky one.
You shouldn't eat chappies in church. Bubblegum. Bubblegum. Shouldn't eat bubblegum to church. Do you get irritated when people chew gum? I've heard people get irritated. Oxalayo, I do
I
it.
mean,
I'll stop. Please.
You
I'll
got
stop.
something, bro.
Yeah.
it gets to a point. If the
Gets to a
person's
point.
popping behind your ear, like
Okay, that's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
That's not even reverent. Why would you mid sermon you hear someone popping chappies?
I think it's
Awa.
contrary to the idea of reverence. Because when you're in the
Yeah.
church, well, it's a whole idea that we're supposed to be reverent towards God. Our whole posture, the way we dress, the way we speak, right? Because we're in a holy place, right?
Mhm.
So I think it has to do with a certain part of it disturbs reverence. So when you're disturbing reverence, you're now disrespecting God in a way, right? Because now you're just saying I can do whatever I want in this type of presence, So I think it disturbs the parts of reverence.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's another one. No hats in church. This is for guys. Even priests would cover their heads with their garments while praying. So it's like it's contradicting. You know how they say when you're praying or when you're indoors, even as a guy, you shouldn't have a hat on. What do you think about that?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
I actually don't know.
I think it's like I think it's just an African thing. Because
It's
like
culture.
just how we show respect
Culture.
to a certain occasion. Like
Okay.
like you see how when Will came in, I'm not gonna greet him sitting down.
Yeah.
It's kind of like just
Yeah.
respect. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna greet him. So it's like the same thing. Really, you're not gonna go and speak to someone that is regarded higher than you, and you have got your hat on. You're covering your eyes. You're not even looking at them directly.
So that's a cultural thing, not a biblical thing.
I think it's intertwined. It still has to do with the reverence. Because when you check it, when a woman goes up to preach, right, we believe that she has to cover her hair, right? I don't know why it's in the Bible, right? So a woman has to cover her hair when she goes up to preach and all of
I
that.
didn't know that.
Me too.
Okay.
So I just losing all these things that
So like, I don't know why they put it in the Bible, right? But I think I have a close to an idea of like, it all has to do with the posture, the time and place, like you guys were saying, right? Even with the men having their head off, it has to do with some sort of respect, like you said. Like a guy comes, like you see when your father comes home and he greets you, usually you stand up, right? And you greet your father or something. Then you sit down. Or when we're praying in the house, right, we take off our hats, right? Because we believe in the Bible, it says that we should take off our garments, whatever, on top of our heads so we can pray, right? So I think it's just the posture, what it has to do with the time of divine connection in some sort of way. Yeah.
if you put something on top of the Bible, God will punish you.
Nah, that's a
Punish, that's
superstition, bro.
crazy.
No, like I was actually afraid. Like even now, when I drop a Bible by mistake, I actually I jump, guys. Like I pick up that Bible so fast because like that's the word of God. If you do not respect it, like something will come for you.
I hear that,
You
the
know what I'm
fear,
saying?
bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the last one. If you don't pray before you sleep, you'll have bad dreams.
Someone said that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey.
I never believed it, but now maybe I think I believe it.
Do you have bad dreams when you don't pray?
I just feel like, when you go to bed without praying, or what do you expect? When you go out in the day, in the morning, when you go out, you do not pray, what do you expect? When you didn't pray in the afternoon, what do you expect? So I think I do strongly believe it because like prayer, you covering everything, you dedicating that to God. Tonight I'm sleeping, right? Because some people die in their sleep, right?
Yeah.
Some people have sleep paralysis, right? Where they are stuck, they feel like something's choking them, they can't move and stuff like that.
Have you ever
So
experienced that? You?
Yeah, it's not nice.
It's
It's
not.
not nice
Yo, it's not nice.
Is there like a medical thing to it, or it can just happen to anyone?
to anyone.
I've never done.
But there is also
That's
a medical one.
scary.
yeah, it's like I don't know, I think my dad had it once and my sister. They say like you can feel like you feel your body but you can't move
Can't
your
move it.
body.
Like
Like
You feel
Hey.
everything.
yeah.
and by
Can
the
you
time
like
you wake up,
scream or
Nah.
you can't do any. It's like you wanna scream there, but like and us like maybe if you're sleeping with someone now, you
Yeah.
wanna like
Wake
tap them
me
maybe
up.
if they can like wake you up or something. But when you wake up, you don't wanna go back to sleep because it's like
Oh
Scary.
really is
no.
scary.
And especially when you're waking up, you can even feel yourself going back. Like when you're trying to sleep, you can feel yourself, I'm gonna get stuck again. So
Oh
you don't
no,
wanna go back
stop.
to sleep.
Ah, does that happen to you more than once?
Especially in the morning. But like it's more sometimes it's just like your posture, or you're sleeping incorrectly, or you're moving your
Okay.
eyes too much. But
But
there's
it
people.
can never happen when you're sleeping with me.
Yo,
Hey,
yeah,
bro,
that's
this-
it. Hey.
Just had to throw
Yeah.
it out there. There's a cure for
Uh-uh.
everything, and I'm the cure, unfortunately.
Guinness the cure, guys,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
Have you guys have had any like rules that you thought were in the Bible and then later on you're like, this thing is fake. They're trying to trick us, these aunties and uncles.
Yeah. There's this other time, this other guy to tell me that watching movies in TV is a sin.
Watching
Yeah,
movies.
And TV is the same.
It's
It's a
true.
So
sin.
you'd have Adventist households that like they wouldn't watch TV at all. Like the entirety of their lives, they
That
don't watch
is,
TV.
I don't, I feel like if you grew up not being introduced to TV, you'll live. But if you used to watch TV and then you move into you'll die. You'll actually die. Um,
I actually experienced that last December. We went home. So my grandfather is like, positions head elder, something, stuff like that. So you know that Friday sunset, switch off your phones, switch off the TV. There's a plug. They disconnect the plug. Like you don't even play Christian music or whatever. It's just quiet. And then the ladies, if they're
I
cooking,
never.
they're done cooking. The cooking is done. Ne? Dishes, if there's any dishes that are done, like if you're eating, you put your plate in the sink, and you set Saturday sunset. If there's football, it can be your favorite team playing. You're not watching it.
anything.
Your phone, obviously your phone gonna use it for communication.
But like at least watching a sermon,
Christian song. No, in the rural areas where there's no Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Why is he switching off the
okay.
phone then?
Bundus.
Oh, you can buy data.
Honestly.
Bundus. Like some people, they go to the extent of switching off their phone. You won't find them on Saturday.
I don't know how I feel about
Extremes.
that. I think maybe it's because of what I'm used to. I don't think I would survive.
I struggled to adjust. That whole December, I was.
But this was your first time going to visit.
No. It's just like, when you get used to being in a place of like, I'll just check it on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't know something, I'll just ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I don't know, that type of thing. So once you're there, it's difficult to adapt.
I would buy data and
Una signal.
yeah,
But I guess it's just a thing of they use it not to make them drift from the main focus, which is, the Sabbath, God. So all these are just distractions. Let's be honest.
Phase.
I understand when you're living it and when you're choosing to live with it, right? But when you're now taking someone's option to choose what you're choosing, it then contradicts to the law of God's act of love, greatest act of love, which being is free will.
freedom of choice.
So now, when you're now taking someone's free will, right? Like,
not
I don't think
genuine
you would have
love.
wanted to not like watch your game or watch maybe a sermon on your phone or what. So now, like, you're now living under that person's house, right? And as Africans, even in the Bible, we do believe that the man leads the house, right? So now, when he's dictating the house in whatever way he feels right, he feels is righteous, right? And it's now taking a sense of my free will. Does it still make it right that you're taking sin away?
Thing is, if you are the parent,
Mm-hmm.
God does say train your child in the way that they should go, and if that's how they see fit to train their children,
I mean, even the commandment says they
honor your.
like the commandment for keeping the Sabbath, it says
Yeah,
you
yeah.
nor your household
You don't
nor your
allow
wara nor your
the
wara.
people under
So, I
you
mean,
to fall into the temptation of not honoring the Sabbath. So, and I know that it does seem suffocating, especially as young people, and that's why I think later on a lot of children decide to not even be Christians anymore, which is such a shame. And I think it's important for like parents to know how to navigate training your children not to despise Christianity or God or the whole concept of it, to make it, to train them without doing that. Yeah. What about you guys? Any roles that you wanna share? Or you can't think of one? Okay, while you're thinking, I'm going to share. Yo, guys, I used to be so afraid of opening my eyes during prayer when I was in grade 2. Guys, I'm telling you now. When I was in grade 2, my grade 2 teacher, she told us a story about kids who opened their eyes during prayer and they collapsed and died. I'm telling you now. I did not open my eyes during prayer for I don't know. One day I decided to try it. I was still, guys, I was playing with my life.
I can imagine tears coming out of your eyes while the eyes are closed.
No, guys.
Fear is something else, bro.
Yeah. Have you thought of anything else? Okay, we'll just jump right into the topic if you guys can't think of it.
Probably the thing of what can I say? I was thinking of being put on the spot.
No, I told you, in
like-
the beginning, and you guys didn't take me seriously.
Okay, so it's a thing of they'll be like, let's just say you pierce your ears.
Mm-hmm.
And they tell you,
Tight.
this thing of yours is gonna bring in demons or whatever.
Oh.
You see?
It sounds like a African mom says that.
Exactly.
It's
Oh, this
always
type
the
of-
moms, bro.
It's always a mom.
Even the hair, yeah. Ish, guys. Okay. Do you have one? Do you have
I don't
one?
think it's a rule per
Mhm.
se, but like you know what Pathfinders and Adventurers.
Yeah.
Lentogusi, you're gonna fail testing. Guys, there was never such a thing. You
So you'd always pass.
you don't even study. That's the thing.
So you don't
copy.
think you can fail?
I don't think you can, because with us,
Okay.
because with us it was a thing of you're gonna fail if you like don't do your devotions
Yeah.
and what. Then the night before you probably copying from the next person's book or like cramming and everything like that.
Cheating.
And we all pass one, pass all. From
Okay.
my perspective, like my church is like that. Pass one, pass all, guys.
See,
Low
now
key
I
exposing
feel-
your church.
Okay,
Yo,
sorry.
Yeah,
low
sorry.
key exposing your
See,
church.
now I'm feeling some type of way. Like I feel like maybe my class was slow. Cause then I tell you, I think I was in grade 9. All of us we failed Ranger.
Oh.
No, but to be fair, we also didn't do the books. Like we were not writing, guys. Pathfinder was like so hard for me because I didn't want to do it. Like it was so hard. I think the last class I did was Voyager. I didn't do guide. I'm not done with Pathfinder, guys.
Go back.
Drop out.
I need to
Go back,
finish.
bro. You need to go
Maybe
back.
next year, guys. But thing is now I'll be going to camps with these small kids. But it's fine, guys. I actually need to finish Pathfinders. Guys, next year I'm going to do guide.
Stop the cap, bro. Stop
There's
the
no
cap.
way.
It's shy.
It's okay.
shy.
Stop
Shy,
the
bro.
cap.
What
I shy.
can you do master guide without finishing
Nah.
Pathfinders?
Nobody's gonna know. I
know.
mean, but
But what if I
No,
wanna?
you go with your
You see,
certificate.
you see now.
You're a C now. It's like no one's gonna know, dog.
But I've actually been thinking about it because my aunts from my mom's side, all of them have like master guide uniform, and it's such a flex. I also wanna be a part of that.
I don't
So
even
I
know
have
what
to do-
master guide people do.
Do you
Just
even
say-
get a certificate?
What do they do?
What do they genuinely do, bro?
They just train
I think
people.
they're counselors, ne? Like
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
I just feel like their uniform is dope. That's
It's
what
not-
that's what I feel. I might not know like what they do, but all I'll say is that Joe's uniform kills it. But the rest,
You don't know what happens.
I don't know what happens, bro.
Okay. So, we're talking about judgment in the church, and church culture doesn't correlate with what the Bible actually says. And the first thing I would like to open with is do you think there's a difference between judging someone and holding someone accountable? Because to be fair, I feel like we throw this word around a lot. Oh, you're judging me. But sometimes it's not even judging, to be fair. Yeah, do you think it's easy to distinguish judging and holding someone accountable?
I think there is a difference.
Yeah.
Because with judgment, it's more like you're pushing someone away, like basically. And it's more negative on the negative side, whereas accountability is like you're trying to help them to be like better or something like that. Yeah, it just also depends on the approach and how you like say the stuff. Yeah, so I think it is different.
What is judging, Cliff? What is it?
There are two definitions to it actually.
Okay.
Like judging.
Mhm.
Let's just say you did something wrong.
I
Stole.
never do anything wrong, by the way.
Sure, buddy. Okay,
Sure.
You see,
You do
this
something
is
bad.
proof that this guy has no self-awareness. Everyone does something wrong. Everybody. It's fine.
It's okay.
Let's just say you did something,
Sorry.
and then now you're going to stand before the law. That's the judging that we know.
Mhm.
And then there's the judging like, okay, look at her hair type of thing.
Mhm.
Or look at her shoes.
Mhm.
Or where did you get those? You know,
Mhm,
that type
mhm,
of thing.
mhm.
Those are the two different hybo.
Try.
It's actually
He wants to show us what judging is. Yeah.
So yeah, those are the two different types of judging.
mellow.
Now, me, I say there's a difference. Né? So, check. Judging is when you're focusing on the person's character and you are attacking their value as a person, and you're not focusing necessarily on what was done. You're focusing on attacking the person instead.
Making conclusions.
You know,
Yeah.
whilst holding someone accountable is you focusing on the action that was done and you trying to reconcile or to push someone in the positive direction, focusing only on what action was done. And it's a once-off thing. You know, you did something, these are the consequences for this. You know, for every action there's a reaction. But with judgment, it's more of like, you did this is now a definitive thing about you. This is who you are because you did a certain thing.
Okay.
You see, you're making conclusions based on an action and not who the person is. See, that's the difference between judging and holding someone accountable. Because when you're judging, your intention is not really to lead someone in the right path. It's more of either validating yourself, you know, or trying to embarrass them, or just trying to make yourself feel better than them because you feel like, no, I didn't do this, you did this, so I need to make it known that now I'm better, you did this specific thing.
Yes.
Yeah, but except aside from, I say about accountability, on the other hand, is like, yo, dog, this is what you did.
Yeah.
This is what must happen because you
no
did this.
malicious intent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it all goes with intention. I think you wrapped it up in a nutshell. It goes with your intention, right? And also it goes with the recipient.
I don't think you can say that though, because you know some people they can judge and be very harsh about the way they hold you accountable, and then they just wrap it up with, "Oh, I didn't mean it. Like I meant it out of love or whatever." Just like how people who say they are bland people.
Okay, but were you judged or do you feel judged?
You see, that's another thing. That's why you find people just throwing the word, "Oh, you're judging me. Oh, you're judging me." But some people are genuinely not judging you. They're just showing you that you're in the wrong, and then you feel attacked because you don't want to take accountability.
Hence what I'm saying, like, judgment, right, goes with the intention and the recipient.
Okay.
Right? So I can try to rebuke you, right? As my brother, as my sisters, right? And tell you that what you're doing is wrong, right? And my intention, right, is to rebuke you, right? That's my intention, right? And my intentions are known better more with my Father, right, who's in heaven, right, than you, right? Because you receive whatever you hear, you receive it however you want to receive it, right? Because you're not aware of my heart's place, no matter how maybe gentle or how aggressive I am, right? So I will judge you, right? I will rebuke you, right? And you will feel like I am judging you.
Yeah.
Right? So hence why we always throw around this word that you always judging me. This person judges me. This one does this one does this. But the intention was not to judge you, right? It might feel like someone was trying to judge you, but I feel like when you're being judged, you should take a self-introspection and look at yourself as a person, even though you feel like you were judged or you were actually judged, right? You should look and see that, why am I being judged, right? There's usually something wrong that you do, that you did, that usually, or there's something wrong with the person who's judging you, right? So it goes with the intention and the recipient of you know, as I said, being a Christian is tough, right? Because if I'm judged by Charmaine, right, I can't just now attack Charmaine, right? I must be wise enough to be like, you cannot cast a stone with another stone, right? You can't just, you feel me? So I have to be wise enough to be like, okay, why did Charmaine do this, right? Is it because I actually did something wrong? Let me look into my life. Let me look into what she's saying. Or Charmaine, right? Because he who judges, it's in the Bible, is guilty of that thing they're actually judging, right? So Charmaine could actually be guilty of the thing that she's judging me
like a
for
projection.
me. So if you're now a Christian, you have to take it from a self-introspection and check yourself and that person to figure out, where are we both going
Where's
wrong?
the issue?
Yeah.
I think in that case, it's now within the person, you know, because there are people out there, or I can be a part of it too. When you come and you tell me, you come to me personally and you tell me that, Spare, this thing that you did is wrong. Now me, I'm gonna go into victim mentality and start defending myself and like, okay, why are you judging me and stuff? You know, you can genuinely come to me and tell me what to pay. What you did was wrong, but I will mistake your intent and be like, oh, so you are like not sinful. You know, and the Bible says, let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna feel like that, okay, we are human, we are flesh, we all sin. So what makes you better to come and tell me what to do? That type of thing. You know, people have that set of mindset.
I think it's easy to tell someone their wrongs and hold them accountable when you have a relationship with them, because when people try and this thing, it really bothers me, to be fair. The ministering at clubs, guys, it's not the place. Like, I don't think it makes sense to me going with a speaker and a mic saying, hey, you can't drink, drinking is a sin, what. To be fair, these people are drunk, they can't hear you, and they don't know you. They probably don't, they're not really familiar maybe with the Christian religion or whatever it is you're trying to preach to them, and it would come off as judgment. I feel like when you have a relationship with someone and when you understand what they've been through, you'll know exactly how to serve whatever you need to tell them. You'll know how to do it properly, and it'll, in a way that will reach them, not in a way that will repel them. You know what I mean?
That narrative can be argued though,
Okay.
because if you look at it now, let's say, let me go to corporal punishment, right? So remember back in primary, we used to get like hit. Like, duster. The duster. The duster used to. I had a trick for the duster. I used to grow my nails very long. So when it hits,
that
and then you
seems
build
more painful.
yeah.
Nah,
I had a
don't feel
trick for the
nothing.
duster because I used to get in trouble with that duster, dog. yo.
Still now.
That duster used to roll. I used to get, and then all of a sudden the government stopped, right? They're like, you guys, we're not allowed to, teachers are not allowed to corporally punishment, just student, what. It has to be thing, right? So if you look at that perspective now, it's like, you know how back then your parents, now everyone was your parent, right?
Yeah.
You could get hit by a stranger, if you did something wrong, right? Anyone could hit you, right? Anyone could rebuke you. Now we have rights, right? No matter if I go out there, I can tell an old person that, hey, Daima, hey, vi, can't be doing all of this.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like the recipient is very important as an individual, right? It doesn't matter that I am preaching to someone. I'm preaching. It matters when I'm preaching with the perspective that this person might not hear what I'm saying. Do you get what I'm saying? But if I'm preaching with the perspective that this person will hear what I'm saying and can be saved, then surely I have faith in what I'm saying, and surely this person can be saved. So if we go with the narrative that it's better to have a relationship with someone, then we now have to have a relationship with the whole world if we want salvation to be restored with everyone.
Okay, I agree why you argue with that, but I feel like for me, I feel like it's just a club thing.
The
Like,
club is
it doesn't
extreme.
make, like, when a person is drunk, they can't hear you guys. They can't reason. Like, let's be so for real. And maybe even if they do hear you, maybe they are so drunk they won't even remember the next day.
I've heard of people went to the tavern and ministered, and it has worked. So you can never know. But what we can know is that we have faith in God, and God can do anything and restore a man who's in the club, who's drinking, who's drunk. That man can even hear what I'm saying. So it's all about having faith.
Okay, no, we need to come back to this. I need to collect my points. Because I actually do have an argument, but I just don't have proof. So you're going to come back to this. Yeah.
Okay, my question is, when does correction become condemnation?
When can what?
When can correction, right, become condemnation?
When can or when does?
When can correction? Condemnation is like,
I think you said something very
Yeah.
similar, like judgment. I feel it goes very like hand in hand
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Are we
condemnation.
familiar with the term of condemnation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. When you condemn someone, that is not out of love. You can be holding someone accountable, true, but it's definitely not out of love, and it's can be out of trying to humiliate someone. Like maybe if you catch someone stealing at church the tithe money. That one. I've actually never heard of that. I just thought of that, guys.
Why did
It's
you all
there.
laugh when
No,
you
nah,
because
cause
Like,
it's there.
it's
It's a
there,
real
sorry.
story.
It's there. It's real, guys.
Is there a plan here?
it's
You
like
know
a
what I
story.
mean?
Yeah.
Corruption is not wrong
Hey,
when
I
I'm
must visit
there.
the church. Like,
You've already
oh,
exposed too much.
yeah, I need to come to your church.
Yeah.
What church
So,
you go to?
yo. So like what I'm saying is, yeah, you catch someone trying to steal the tithe money, and you immediately now pull them outside and say, "Hey, this guy was trying to steal the church money." Like pull him aside, take the money back, say, "Hey, Mike, is there something? Are you struggling financially? Like this is not what we do here. If you need help, you reach out to the elder. You know what I mean? Out of love." Show them the right way, teach them, you know what I mean. But I feel like condemnation, it's not out of love at all, and
But
you
I
now
think we
you now
do. We
label
all
this
do it.
person a thief.
I think we
Not
all
gonna,
do it.
not
Who's
gonna
we?
lie, man.
Yeah.
If I was to catch a person stealing money, it has to go 50-50. I'm not.
You're gonna
Yeah,
steal.
no. Yeah. Let's share the
Corruption
money.
is not
No,
wrong when I'm
let's
there.
share the money. Nobody's gonna know.
Dog,
Again.
You've been saying
you've
very
been
sketchy
saying
things.
this, dog.
I'm joking. Something is off here.
I think you need like an all-night prayer, dog.
With the elders only.
Yeah,
lay
like,
hands
you'll have
on
your
you.
own VIP
Now you guys
section,
are
dog.
talking like this, but when the money is
Yeah,
in
when
front
it,
of you,
like,
though.
I'm a deacon, so I count
You
the
know.
money.
Front
You
and
get
I've
what I'm
been seeing
saying?
sides
you've
of
been
You're gonna put
clean
us
these
in.
days, Dean. Like you, ow, Dean.
What's up? What do you say? What do you say? Okay, jokes. But all I'm saying is that, hey, man.
We are all guilty of this, to be fair.
We.
And okay, no, okay.
Let's look at
Speaking
with
French.
let's
A lot
look
of
at with
people-
rapists. We condemn rapists as Christians.
Yeah.
Let's look at
and the
someone.
thing is, you always like to go here, Dean. And
No,
for me,
because
it's a sin.
everyone condemns rapists.
So should we like hug them
Yeah,
and say
smash it.
congratulations?
No, I'm not
for-
saying celebrate them, but we do condemn them.
Okay,
and who
as
in
we
the
should.
Bible can condemn? Oh, as we should is crazy.
joking.
I feel like
That's why I asked, what is condemnation, right? Because condemnation is a verdict,
let's
right?
ask Google.
And the only person who can make a verdict, according to us Christians, is God.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now I'm saying, okay, you can have the definition.
Condemnation refers to the expression of very strong disapproval, pronouncing something or someone as morally wrong or reprehensible.
So it's a verdict to say that this person, he's like this.
So,
You've marked
like you
this
said,
person.
you judge
back,
them,
yeah.
you've officially labeled them as whatever.
Because of you're no longer focusing on the action. You're,
You're
focusing on the
focusing on-
person, labeling the person.
Hence,
based
I'm
off the
saying
action.
with rapists. Listen, I do. The Bible says, hate the sin in them. Do not hate them.
So we are
factual.
hating the sin in them enough so that it gets out.
No,
So I
but
don't understand.
along with the sin, I find we hating the actual individual.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the problem that I have with us Christians. I don't have a problem with people who aren't Christian, right? Because they have taken the decision not to be held accountable. If you're not Christian, you've taken the decision not to be held accountable for sin or for being sinful, right? So as Christians, we have made ourselves accountable, right? To be rebuked. Hence, I'm saying
Not all the time. There are Christians who don't. Like, they can say that they're Christians, but they don't. You can't even tell the difference, to be fair. And that's where the hypocrisy comes in. And I think from the people I've met, especially because in my last 2 years of high school, I went to a secular school, so I got a lot of this. And my friends would discover I'm SDA. Yo, guys, you know what they would say? Oh, that church that judges people. I went there one time, and it's always the same story. And this is why I feel like when you are ministering, it's very important in your approach, because now you said it. I'm not gonna repeat it, but you did say it. It does depend on the person receiving, the person giving the the criticism. But it really does seem like SDAs are judgmental, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Personally, I don't see people around me being judgmental or criticizing in a humiliating manner, but that's the stereotype that is out there. I'm not gonna lie.
Charmaine, you recently got into the church, so you gotta tell us.
tell us.
Yeah, guys, they are. I feel like they are, man.
What was your
If you're
idea
not-
of SDAs before you got in?
Yo, I don't
You
know.
didn't even know them.
What?
I don't
Okay,
even know
let's be
them. I
raw,
just-
because I feel like we very like reserved. Let's be raw and honest, right? This is a place where we're not censored. Let's talk. What do you feel is judgmental in the SDA church, or what? How do you feel about being in a church like this? Do you feel like sometimes we cast judgment to visitors, to the outside public, we make ourselves better, and how do we do it?
It's like it's within, and also like amongst us as SDA people, and also with visitors. Cause like I don't know how to explain it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like
That's
people
all.
are just judgmental in general, you know. And with the SDA, it's a lot. Like it's a lot. And for me, coming into the SDA, I feel like if I wasn't like confident and like backbone strong, all of that, like can speak up for yourself and all of that, I feel like I was gonna be forced to leave the church because of how the people are.
But are you happy?
The only thing I enjoy in Pathfinders, I would say, yes, I'm going to church because there's a camp, there's this, there's that. But it's outside of the camp and everything. I don't think I would go to an SDA church if there wasn't like activities or like camps and stuff like that, because the environment in its own, it's not nice. Especially as a girl. Okay, it's really not nice.
Okay,
guys.
no, like let's get into it.
Yeah,
Let's get into
it's
it.
not nice. It's not nice. If you can't speak for yourself, don't be SDA. I'm joking.
Oh,
If you can't speak for yourself and all of that, especially when you're a girl, you get it a lot, because you know how girls
You
are.
are Nifank, yo.
Let's go to the girl's perspective.
what are you
Is it the
referring
hairs,
to?
the nails?
The
Everything.
judgment, basically, in general. If I'm a girl, if I'm a newcomer as a girl, and I come dressed a certain way, I'm a newcomer, I don't know how they dress.
Dress code being, what type of dress code are you talking about?
Maybe I'm wearing sneakers. Let's go back to the sneakers.
Sneakers.
I'm wearing sneakers, I'm a newcomer, and everyone's wearing heels, so I don't know how that works, you know?
Okay.
Like, now you don't talk like, hey, sneakers. You say isn't this and no one approaches you. Like lunchtime, everyone's mingling in their own like circle, and you just
then
feel
you feel
like
excluded.
so. If you don't know anyone like that,
Does that feel like judgment?
it feels like judgment and isolation. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like there's two things to it. There's both the subjective part of judgment and condemnation, then there's the objective part of it. You know, so like if like I already like defined the objective part, where like judgment objectively is you focusing on the character and the person, and then correction and accountability is focusing on the action. Now, but what you're raising is more of like now the subjective part of judgment versus accountability, because objectively or like by definition, I'm actually holding you accountable. But subjectively, according to you, you are feeling judged. You like what he said. You see that was the subjective part of judgment and thing. As much as I am doing a certain thing, because you are perceiving it a certain way, you are making your own subjective analysis and conclusion of what is being done. You see, so it's like there's two parts to it. You see, so sometimes you're not being objectively judged. You are subjectively putting yourself in judgment and all of those things. But what she's saying is actual facts. Because hey, women.
I'm glad you did say that, because
wait, we're forgetting Spare. Spare has some strong feelings. You know,
For
and
Hans.
he's the one he's the reason we have this topic.
I wanted to what I want to say is like,
Nah, because I feel like we're letting Spare let go, and Spare has a lot in his mind.
Can he
Go
finish?
for it.
And then I'll
I'm done.
He's not done.
because I want to go back to the issue. I feel as though as society we would wonder why a grown man would do this to a small girl. And society would say that death sentence, maximum sentence. But to God, there is no sin that is greater than another. All sin is the same to him. There's no such a thing as, no, he can't be saved. He did such a bad thing. So when we judge, we make ourselves feel as if we are God.
Yeah.
And it's wrong. But then, you can't tell someone what to do. You can't tell them, it's just the way it is.
You look
But
like
then-
you want to respond.
But then, if you're saying like, let's say like, someone goes and rapes someone, for example, and then we saying that as Christians we shouldn't judge and hold someone accountable. Then in society, how then do we govern? Because if we say that the only thing that should govern is God, if we're being realistic, there's no like physical and tangible medium of communication with God, which you can say, yo, God, this guy just did this. What must happen now? There has to be some rule of order here on earth to say, well, if this is what you did, if you killed someone, you should be going to jail. That's not judgment. That's holding accountability.
I think you're mistaking what he's saying, right? When we were talking about that, we're talking about condemnation of the individual, right? The sin has already been discussed. God hates sin. God hates God has, the magnitude of God's feelings is higher than what we feel. Because God can forgive everyone. He has the feelings to forgive the whole wide world, right? He has the feeling to open up the ground and let it swallow people, right? And let them die like that, right? So when God says he also hates sin, remember God wanted us to all die, right? But Jesus Christ was like, no, chill out, Dad. Chill out. And it's said in the Bible somewhere, I'm not sure if it's referencing to that God repented, right? So God has intense feelings, right? God also feels, I think people think it's so easy the way God forgives a rapist, a stealer. It's not easy. God feels that emotion, right? God hates the sin in them, but he doesn't hate them, right? So that's when we're talking about a rapist. I hate what a rapist has done, right? But I cannot hate the rapist as a Christian man or a Christian woman, right? Because that's what I've signed up to be a Christian, to be godlike. So I cannot hate the person, right? So he's talking about condemning the person, right? Putting a verdict that this person is a
You don't have that
rapist
authority
for the rest of
because
their
that
life.
authority belongs to God. And I think he was just making it clear that as much as that is true, it does not mean that room for calling people out. Like now everyone must just do whatever they want. And
Even
we must watch
the
and
Bible,
smile.
people went to jail.
We need
so
to rebuke.
Consequences. Every action has a
Exactly.
reaction.
because you reap what you sow.
Exactly.
That's accountability. Whether you did this, that must happen.
Exactly. Okay.
I feel as though if he has paid for what he has done, if he has gone to jail, then whatever plans God has for him, it's not up to us. Okay, this guy has done this, and then
100%.
okay, now let's not chill with this guy because we condone what he's done. He came to church to maybe repent, seek repentance. But sometimes it's the environment. Your environment is very important. Your environment can either build you or bring you down. It can shatter you. So if this rapist goes to a church and he's well known, let's just say he was on the news, and then the church, they exclude this guy, he's not going to go back to church. He's going to continue what he's doing because it won't change the way they see him.
Oh, he'll feel like, oh, they see me like this anyway, so I
might
might
as
as
well
well
just
I might as well just
Yeah.
finish them all. Okay, now
We'll go back into the second segment on
yeah, we're
that.
gonna take a break here, guys, and we'll be back for the second half of the episode.
On the Triple M Show.
we are back
Type.
into the second half of this episode. And yeah, let's get into favoritism in church, guys. Do you think favoritism in church is a thing?
Like before we start, new attire, as you can see. Funny story, right? Bruce actually stole this from me.
Who's Bruce?
Yeah.
Oh,
He stole this from me.
Okay.
So like, yeah.
Let's just all do this.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
taking,
take a lot of this
taking it
guy.
back. I'm
Take
taking
a lot of
yeah,
this
man, because
guy.
I'm the guy.
Alright.
It's okay, guys.
Right.
Sure, buddy.
Bruce wanna be.
Sure, buddy.
It's calm. It's calm. But I have a
Favoritism
smaller forehead, so
Favoritism team.
okay, let's go in.
Oh, wait.
What were you saying?
Favoritism
Mm-hmm.
in church.
Mm-hmm.
Charmaine.
It's definitely there, especially when it comes to the positions.
Yeah.
Part of it. Yeah. If you know you're that auntie's girl and stuff. Auntie this, auntie that. You're gonna get nominated to do whatever, etc. So yeah, favoritism is definitely there in leadership.
Are there any other scenarios, guys? Don't be afraid.
Yes.
Yes.
Music.
Music.
Yo.
Okay, wait.
That's
I'm
fire,
surprised
bro.
he
Getting
didn't
deep
say
now.
anything because Dean
Yo.
actually he's been saying he doesn't like people who sing because he can't sing and they get glazed because you know how
That's
it
a
is.
him problem, bro.
Yeah.
That's a him problem.
Go find what you're good at.
You all are all singing, bro. Be different. Nonke
different.
nakula, nonke.
Okay, how are you different? What makes you
What has
special?
God blessed you with?
What has God blessed me with?
Yeah.
The ability to bless you guys with my presence.
Oh my god, bro.
It's
Oh my
that
god.
simple, guys. It's that simple, guys. It's literally that simple.
So
it's okay.
is our presence not a blessing? What are you trying to say?
Like,
What you trying to say about us?
be very direct.
That's not presence.
What was the question again?
Okay, but music I do.
Yeah.
So you feel like people who sing have more of an influence or what?
Yeah, even it's like people who sing and people that organize people who sing. Cause let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Yeah, okay.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cause I sing in a vocal group name.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see.
This one is personal.
Now, come on, dog. Come on, we
let
need
me
to hear
phrase
this,
this
bro.
nicely, dog. So you see, like,
Right.
bro, like, let me not speak down on people, but like, there's gonna be some groups, bro, like, akuzwakali ukuthi baculani. Like, you can't hear what they're singing, bro.
What the words?
Every sing, no, like,
like,
words, sounds,
harmony,
everything, bro. There's nothing, dog. Like, there's nothing tangible.
Okay.
But every single event, you're gonna see that same name pop up. Conference event, they are there. Wara wara thing, they are there. And I'm just there like, there's so many groups that are actually doing like proper stuff, that are actually ministering, that actually sound like music and not noise pollution.
Oh.
Diction.
My drop.
You check, like there's
Okay.
actual proper music out there.
What do you
Wait.
so don't you think
We
that's
got
like
we got our background
So
guy.
who are you referring to?
Aye.
This is
No,
the problem.
no,
If the
no.
shoe
He's
fits,
a-
wear
I'm
it.
telling you, Nick,
The
Kaya
shoe
is
fits,
an
wear it.
instigator.
No,
Yeah,
trust,
he is
no,
an
I'm just
instigator.
saying, okay, at least a hint, dog.
If the shoe fits,
No,
wear it.
like we can't
Aye,
throw
we can't
straight
do
bullets.
that. We can't do
We can't
that.
throw straight
Yeah.
bullets. You need a
But
direct
also-
shot, bro.
No,
Alright.
But don't you feel like the reason why you may feel like it is noise pollution, maybe it's your music preference.
Yeah.
Like genres, because for me personally, I prefer like soothing kind of
music.
gospel.
And
I'm not
which group
into-
is soothing and which
for,
is not?
For me, hymns ensemble guys, like I love that group because like
Touch my blood.
they're like it takes you to the spirit, guys. Like I'm telling you. But things like no
Groups like what?
shade,
Yeah.
like don't do that,
No,
bruh. Like
guys,
it's genuinely preference.
What
like,
has given us the
like
chest
reality
to say
seven.
things?
I do like certain songs, but most of their style of singing is not my cup of tea. But their songs are beautiful. It's a preference thing for me.
Okay.
I prefer soothing kinds of.
Why is Mello complaining? What if their marketing is better than yours?
No, it's not even about marketing like that. Like check.
It is.
It's there's stuff like nepotism, dog. Like check. There'll be
Because they have
some
connections.
groups.
I think here you have to go in
it'll be
deeper
just-
so we expose the criminality.
Oh my
And
god! I don't
for
think it's
example-
that deep,
for example.
guys. Is it that deep though?
Nah, it's
For example,
like,
for
the
example,
corruption is that deep, dog.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's genuinely that deep because there are a lot of groups like they'll post on TikTok, dog. They'll post on TikTok, Instagram, wara wara. Proper music, dog.
Yeah,
Proper music.
yeah. What group? What group?
No,
Ow.
now I can tell you something. Right?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go in depth, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to have connections as a group to
To make it out
succeed.
there.
But it
Bro,
shouldn't be the
I know
deciding
that for a
factor.
fact.
But
You
check,
have
what
to
I'm saying
have-
is it shouldn't be the deciding factor of
Yeah.
whether or not like some certain groups make it to be able to share their thing. And that's the problem. That's my issue. Is like it's become so big of a thing where you must have some form of connection. You must always be, if you wanna sing, you must always be smiley bubbly with the leadership of NYC and all these other conferences. It's not even a thing about music anymore, dog. It's more like it's just no, like as long as you are my chommy, dog, pull up, dog,
Yeah.
pull up to
He
my
took
concert.
a gunshot,
Okay,
direct
As
shot.
long as I like you.
As long as you don't like, even if like there's some people that if you approach them as a musician, be like, yo, dog, in that song, dog, if you could do this, then they start feeling attacked. Now they hate you or they hate your music just because of that. You see, and then like it becomes
So
a thing
that's
of
the favoritism you're saying is in the church.
yeah, but like even you go to like like yo, let me you see like
No, my brother said we see
You see,
it.
like-
We will see it
like-
if you tell us.
like especially like in specific regions
Type.
Yeah.
and areas, dog.
What type of region are we talking about to be exact?
In specific regions in Joburg, dog.
Joburg,
You'll be
okay.
week in,
Mm-hmm.
week out. This week, next week, the next week, the next week. The same faces, the same groups. Not because there's a lack of availability in musicians,
Mm-hmm.
but because everyone there is forming their own form of circle kind of thing, and then they exclude out other people. Then there's like that favoritism and thing where like
Okay.
they just want.
So you don't
to
feel
be
like
with
they
their
make
people.
room for other people to
There's a
also
lot of people lying
present.
down in the low light.
I'm
That
not gonna lie,
actually share
ne?
proper music,
The
dog.
Joburg region is with music.
Especially south.
It's a bit. Okay, so the Joburg region is a bit not favorable. Let's put it in favorable words.
Let's talk about Cape
So-
Town though.
It is. It
Are you
is.
saying in terms of the quality
Like
or the
No,
number
like-
of groups there?
the groups, yeah. They choose the same. I agree with him. Dog. I've been
Okay.
seeing the posters.
So they're not
it's
enough.
nonsense.
Nazo.
Hey.
There's a lot of groups, girl.
Not nonsense. It's
You
not
know?
up to
So,
standards.
so you are agreeing with what he's saying
Yes,
that
I
it's
am.
favoritism because
Yeah.
there are a lot of groups, but it's always the same
Yeah,
ones.
that's
And okay,
that's why they need to approach me to be a manager.
Ow,
I go to those
wow.
gigs.
Yo,
Pushing
guys,
corruption.
he's scraping opportunities. No, this one will
I'm
make
so
it in
dead ass,
life.
dog.
Fighting
I have so
corruption
many
and
corruptions,
corruption.
man.
No, but like I do see. I feel like it may not seem like a problem, but at the same time, we're not leaving room for other people to serve because we are looking down on other people because they don't have this kind of reputation. They don't have these kinds of connections, but they could genuinely want to serve and participate in church events. Like, imagine now I have a gift of singing and I want to be a part of that, but I'm not a part of that just because I'm not
You're not in
known.
that friend group.
Let me talk about
see what I'm
my
saying?
also personal
Not given the
experience.
platform. too.
Exactly.
Because I went to, I don't know what year it was, 2025. Yeah, last year. Yo, why am I acting like I'm old, bruh? Like last year, I went to like a youth rally, right?
Yeah.
It was, I don't remember. I think, were you there?
Yeah, when you're bold.
Yeah, I was bold, guys.
You're bold.
You're bold, but I was still taking your
That's
hands, bro.
the Ah!
Listen. So, cool. Like the whole preaching and panel, right? It's ambassador and youth, right? There was no one who was like, it was an ambassador day. I think it was ambassador.
Yeah.
There was, I think there was no one under 27. Like was preaching was up there.
Okay.
It was just old people, right?
Okay.
What they were preaching about has really had nothing to do with ambassadors, with youth. They have nothing. I feel like nothing related to young people, the struggles of young people, you know. And I really felt so. I literally felt like I wanted to go up there and actually preach myself. Because the things that were being said, like they had nothing to do with us, you know? And so I feel like those people were in favorable positions, right? People from this group, upper management, in the ministry, in this thing. They weren't people who are actually, you know, who we can relate to. It was just names,
closer.
big names, you know. So I hear you that we're getting polluted with exclusivity in the church, you know. Sekunama section at the club, sekunama section.
Factual.
You get what I'm saying? So
Factual.
yeah, I think that's the issue.
But then
Mm-hmm.
it's, you know, just to add on what you said,
Word.
it's thing of status,
Mm-hmm.
the amount of status that a person has, not just in the church but in society too. If you have money, people will listen to you. If you say something, things will happen. Whereas if you don't have money, you like from humble beginnings, people will say, who are you to come and tell us that? But if I've got my own things and I've got everything, people will do what I say.
This is general.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like there is an unconscious bias, to be fair, because I'm gonna expose myself. Hey,
Don't
because
judge.
I'm not
Don't
gonna
judge.
lie. Like, I think sometimes it's not even like we are trying. Not let's leave it at just socially, like at church as friends and whatever. For me, if let me keep quiet. I don't think I have a good way of saying what I wanna say, but I do feel like they are conscious and unconscious biases. And my question is, how can we overcome these unconscious biases and favoritisms in church? And I feel like some of these stuff, they're out of our power because it's inside,
Yeah.
but like, what can we do?
I think like the only thing you can really do as an individual, because you can't tackle an organization or certain aspects of organization as an
It's too
individual,
much.
but an organization is still made up of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of like it's a long term thing. You won't wake up in the morning and then you'll be
Change
able
the
to
whole
just
thing.
flip it all over. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so it just starts with you. It just starts with you. Like start seeing people as people first. Start seeing people for who they are at face value before you start recognizing certain other things about them. Start seeing someone as someone before you start seeing, is this person a musician? Because if you look at it, like there's a way that we treat people different, like we treat people differently based on what we think they contribute. You know, you must go look at how like they'll go and speak to, let me say, someone like a singer from Noted.
Mm-hmm.
Go and see how a normal person from the church will go and speak to that person. That person will, let me give you an example, bro. Like an elder can go and preach on the pulpit. Hey, the youth's music. Oh, this batum tum tum. Every single song, batum tum tum. Ne, jab.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Definitely anything to that, but I bet.
Oh, those are the Gaither warriors. The Gaither warriors are the
bro.
ones that say that.
You see,
Yeah.
they always on that batum thing, you know.
Yeah.
And then they'll go say that when they're preaching. But then when the bass guy for Reality 7 comes, they're not gonna go to him and go say patum tum tum. Why? Because that bro is singing for Reality 7.
Yeah.
This is someone that told him a big guy. You know, you
Yeah.
pay bands and bands to just get Reality 7 to just come and just be on your poster. So they have this certain like I don't want to say respect, but they have this bias towards them, or just because there's a certain thing that I see you are contributing, I want to address you in a certain way.
Yeah.
But if a random group from nowhere comes and they go patum tum tum, I'm telling you,
Even
bro,
if it's and it'll be nice, even
they'll
it'll
say,
be
yeah,
nice.
go and
and-
sit down, go and sit down. Yeah. But if Reality 7 comes and does that, no,
Yeah.
no, but no, guys, please. You see, it's like it starts with that individual thing. We must remove that mindset of like viewing individuals by status, by contribution, by how much wealth, all these other materialistic things and things
thing is,
that are not there.
And thing is, to be fair, especially us youth, we're still discovering ourselves and all that. As we are doing that, some of us haven't discovered our spiritual gifts. And the only way to actually really know what is for you is to go out and do everything. I think you should try you should try everything. Even if
Cocaine,
you
dacha,
you
Awesome.
Don't do
Yeah.
drugs.
go and
Exposing
preach. Go
yourself.
try preaching. Go present at Sabbath school. To go do outreach.
Yeah.
Try
Just like
choristering.
fasting.
If you flop, you'll know. At least you'll know for sure it's not for you. So yeah, man. I think this is something that we can even do, like when we're socializing. Like you said, when someone that clearly doesn't fit into the typical look of going to church, now you don't approach them, make an effort to include them. I think those are small things that can go a long way, to be fair.
Maturity is realizing your parents are good parents, not perfect parents.
Where is
Explain.
that coming from?
Explain.
So if you look at the church, right? Everyone in the church is your aunt, your uncle, basically your parents, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to my church. They are good parents, right?
Name drop.
Everyone who's is in my church.
Name
To
drop
me,
his parents.
You know,
No,
it's
it's
church.
church.
Oh.
ah.
I'm not ashamed of my church.
No,
my
I
church
don't
is,
want y'all to come, and like check me out
guys,
and
my
stuff.
church is
okay?
it's a family church, guys.
Okay, let me get back to my point.
Okay, sorry.
Excuse me. Okay, so my
Excuse.
point is the church, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is basically your parents, right? Your elders. Yeah, they're your parents, right? So, knowing that they're your parents, right? They are good parents, right? Most of them. For me, all of them are good parents, right? Because I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm just gonna say all of them. So, all of them are good parents, right? But they're not perfect parents, right? They have flaws, right? So maturing is going to is realizing that one day you and I are going to be parents, right? And we're most probably we're gonna be good parents, right? But we'll
Definitely.
never be perfect parents, right? So the same way that we complain consciously about what they don't understand about us, right, is the same way that the next generation is going to complain about a certain concept that we are not aware of now, right? Because if you think about of our parents, right, back in their generation, when they looked at it when they were at this age, right,
Yeah.
maybe they did complain that our fathers, they don't talk to us. Our fathers are like this. The church is like this. Why do we have to do this at church? You get what I'm saying? They never imagined that they will treat their kids the same way as they were being treated, right?
So you
So
think it's a thing that
it will never change.
subconsciously is passed down?
It's not passed down. It's just a clash
Culture?
of different cultural timelines, to say.
So this bias thing,
It's going to evolve. It won't
it'll
change.
be different. Will
It'll be
favor
different.
something
It'll
else.
favor something else, right?
Okay, I
So
feel like
that's
right now
being
we're favoring.
realistic. That's being
That's
realistic.
actually true.
So when you
Yeah.
open yourself to that perspective that my uncle David at church, right? My elder David at church, he'll always have an issue with me wearing a 3/4 pants. He wants my pants to be long. Or me not choosing a tie, me not choosing to wear a tie, right? He will always have a problem with it. That's maturing, right? And then maturing is also realizing on the back of that statement, right, is that I'm here at church because salvation is personal. My salvation does not rely on Sir David, but my own salvation relies on God, right? So I can't say I'm not going to come to church because Sir David hates that I don't wear a tie. He's constantly judging me. I feel judged by him. When you now make a decision based on another person, right, then your salvation is now capitalized, right? His salvation might be in good books because he's coming to church every week, right? So maturing is realizing that no one is perfect. We'll also have cultural dilemmas with the next generation, and they too will have that with their next generation. So that's how I view it.
Yeah, no one is perfect. I really hate when people say that sometimes, because I feel like we throw that around, and it's like an excuse to do
Condone.
whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we must just accept it because no one is perfect. But like I said, calling people out, rebuking things that are not right. And you did mention that there are cultural changes, like the bias thing can evolve. And it's true. I feel like when I was younger, preaching was a big thing. Like, you have so much aura when you're a pastor, but now, like, you have aura when you're a singer. And maybe you'll have a lot of aura maybe when I'm a mom. Being a deaconess will like be a thing, you know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like everybody should have a chance to serve in some area, because everyone has a calling in the church, everyone has a part to play, and everyone should have a chance to play that part. not based on how you are looked or your reputation or whatever. Everyone should have
It's
a
an
chance.
interesting point that you make, because we can even say the guy who judges in church has a part to make in the church to test maybe your faith.
And even if
or your
it's not
resilience.
like the rapist scenario, it's not nice. It's not nice to. It's not easy to accept that. But at the same time, God has a plan for that individual because that is still a child of God. So yeah, I do not like arguing with you about that, but
'Cause
I
I'm
hear
always
what you're
right.
saying. I hear what you're saying.
That's a woman thing to
To-
say.
Yeah. To conclude, we're just gonna this is the last question for this episode.
Sorry.
How do you create a church environment where people feel accepted before they can be expected to change? Because when someone gets in the church, they come knowing what they know, and then when how do we create that environment?
Charmaine.
Oh, nilithandile igama lami.
Yeah.
But you didn't answer the question
Hey,
actually.
Charmaine.
Yeah.
Charmaine,
I think with that, I'll make an example with the one of the ubhuti wami manje ngizombiza ngobhuti wami, but one of the guys that my aunt brought to church. So she first got to like know him and what he likes, his interests. So I think that's one thing. You let the people come to church the way they are and then get to know what they like and then see how they can move around. So with my aunt, that's what she did with that guy, got to know him and then figured that no, he likes music, he likes singing.
That's the way to get him
So
in.
that's where I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
And then he started choristering all the time and stuff. So now he's like leading the church music and all of that. So that's how he like got to stay. And he's now obviously changing and finding God in his own way. But that's how
You brought him without the judgment, of
without the
course.
judgment,
Yeah.
Okay, to add on to what Charmaine said,
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though you get to know the person, you interact with them. You know, she said that you know their likes, you know their dislikes, you know what made you be the person that you are. You know what led to you to come to the SDA. Instead of just bombarding them with the rules in the SDA church. You know, when you come to church, what he said, the ties. Man, if you want to go in front of the church, you wear a tie, you wear a suit, you know, you wear formal. And that's just the way that they do it overseas, you know, in African, you know, culture. I don't think it was like that.
To start off with.
It wasn't like that. The white people brought it, but
And Cynthia was speaking about it last week.
Yes,
actually.
Cynthia is.
Maybe you guys must have because you're bringing the same points. Yeah. You must bring a pastor.
European, the word doesn't want to come out. And I'm still trying to make it come out, but doesn't. But like you were Eurocentric, you know. I hear what you're saying that, you know, with African culture, why, not culture, but because culture and faith, it's a big clash when we bring those two things together. Let's say with African society, right, as people, we used to wear whatever we had, whatever we made, right? And just even in the thingy, in the emakaya stuff, you know, you see people, they wear whatever they have, you know, mapaka, shorts, you know. So I think when it becomes an obligation, why are we looking further into it, you know? Like the thing with dress code, it's a big thing, especially with the youth, because the youth feel like dress code
being restricted
expresses their view of the world, you know. So it's a big thing to debate about, very strong thing to debate about.
What about you? How do you feel like
I
we can
think-
create that environment?
I think there's like two things I want to say. Yeah, the first one is we need to evaluate the cost of something as well as how do we approach something.
Okay.
You see, so approach matters more than what people make it to be. You know, approach matters more than intent, because just because you intend something does not mean that your approach will display your intent properly. You check.
Yeah.
Because, for example, there's a difference in let's say someone comes with a miniskirt to church. I mean, okay, that's an extreme example, but someone comes with a miniskirt to church. You know, the approach, your intent might be, let me just go and cover up the sister, you know, and all of those things and stuff like that. but your approach is your approach. You go there and you be like, Sissy, please, what is this that you're wearing? You know what I'm saying? And in time, that person is a visitor, you know, for
They're like,
example.
okay.
So that your intent might be you want to revere certain cultures, which I think is a topic, is another topic on its own,
Yeah.
of how we like to protect church culture and we try to run away from what the church actually is, which is another point that I'm gonna get to after this one for approach. You see, so we need to find ways in which our approach is not at the cost of someone else's salvation. You see, because we need to when we approach someone in a situation, we need to check what is the cost of me going and approaching the sister about something.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, most of the time you're weighing comfortability, not necessarily moral wrongdoing or anything, or moral something.
You just want to be
it's just comfortability versus the cost of someone else's first time experience of salvation.
Yeah.
And if you weigh the two, there's a clear imbalance. And the issue is that we want to weigh our own comfortability more than the actual reason why the church is there, which is to minister salvation.
Okay.
You check. So we need to just fix that thing. And then, but to fix it, we then just goes to my other point. We need to understand what exactly is the church. You need the church in its essence, in its entire essence, is just a hospital.
Man.
The church is just a
Come
hospital.
as you are. He says, come as you are.
The church is just a hospital.
Yeah.
And people do understand that, but then they misunderstand their role within the church. You understand? People then start thinking that they are staff members within the church. They start thinking that they're also nurses, they are doctors, they are receptionists, they are admins and clerks and all of those roles that you have in the hospital. You check.
Okay.
But in fact, every
All
single
of
one of
us.
us are all patients in that same hospital. There's only one doctor in that hospital, and that's God. But people want to put themselves in God's position and be the doctor himself when they themselves are sick. You see, so we end up driving people out of the church because we see their sickness before we look at ours. We say, yo, Mfana, your headache is too much for this hospital. You should come with a simple headache like mine. You see? So someone else is sick, but because you are
Focused.
a little bit more less sicker than them, you then want to say this hospital has too much whatever it has for you to come in. And that's what people start doing in the church when they start excluding people out of the church because they are trying to protect the church customs and traditions instead of protecting what the church stands for. And the church's entire existence is a hospital that says come as you are. Right. You understand? But then people then end up misinterpreting it and then saying come as you are means stay as you are.
Oh, yes. And you know
come
what?
as you are doesn't mean stay
Hey,
as you are.
Podium.
Oh.
Just because the church policy is come as you are doesn't mean
you
stay
have to,
as you are.
You don't grow. You have to grow.
Exactly.
You have to show that you are being fed with the word of God. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the Holy Spirit does come into play because, like you said, your brother, ne?
Yeah.
At some points, he was like changing, and not because people were forcing it on him. The Holy Spirit was doing its work. I think
I have a verse just to conclude, right? Okay. Romans 2 verse 1, I think. Yeah. So it says, therefore, you are inexcusable, O man, whoever you are who judge. For in whatever you judge another, you condemn yourself. For you who judge practice the same things, right? So I think as whatever SDA, Catholic, Methodist, whatever Christian church you are in, right? Take that with a pinch of salt, right? Before you judge, look at yourself. Who are you to judge? Because you also fall short on the sort of sin, you know. So if we look at that, then we can minister to anyone. Do you understand? So if we look at that perspective as Christians, then we can bring in the whole wide world into the church.
Amen. Thank you guys for joining us today, and thank you guys for watching. Are there any word of the day? Charmaine doesn't want to speak, so she's gonna give us the word of the day. The word of the episode is, what is it?
Don't judge.
Don't judge.
Time. Simple.
Okay, fair.
Simple.
Don't judge, guys, and embrace your brothers and sisters in Christ. Please like, comment, share this video with others. Comment, don't judge. Or maybe you can comment maybe things that you feel like you've been judged for, and let's share together in the comment section. Please follow us on our social media platforms. We have our TikTok and Instagram, and we'll see you next time on the Triple M Show. Bye.